Welcome to the PharmaVOICE 100 one-on-one video series with Karen Groen.
Adlai, congratulations on being named to the PharmaVOICE 100 2020.
Karen, thank you so much. I mean, it's a real honor, pleasure, and I'm just grateful for all that you and your team have done to kind of bring this great group of people together.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you so much for being part of our 24-hour celebration marathon.
Well, hats off to you and the innovation around that as well. 24-hour marathon, what a great way to A, celebrate, and B, kind of reacting to kind of circumstances that we're in right now. I cannot wait to participate in as much of the 24 hours as I possibly can.
Well, that's awesome, and thank you. So let's talk a little bit about some of your impact on EY and the industry. I know that you're a known innovator. So how do you approach the issue of problem solving? I mean, everybody's looking at how this is a big challenge today. So how do you approach it?
Problem solving is something that I genuinely enjoy, kind of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I have, I think, an interesting formula for how I try to get it done and get it done here in EY. I mean, the first is kind of the problem. You got to really understand exactly what the problem is, and that's not done by yourself. That's actually done by bringing together lots of other folks who will have different perspectives on the challenge or the problem at hand, and really together really focus on understanding kind of what is behind the problem, and it's going to be that same group of folks that, once you're really clear on what we're really trying to solve for, become the ones that help you try to solve it. So I spent a lot of time, secondly, to bringing together a really diverse group of folks, that will be looking at different angles of the problem to then tackle and solve it. And then once that's done and we're now kind of looking at some answers, it's really important to understand impacts, benefits, and prioritization. And again, with the diversity of the team, that really helps to bring all of that together. And then kind of the last step that I think is really important in problem solving is then how do you take the first step? And again, it's really again, with the team that's really kind of been with you on this journey, crafting the first step or steps that really start the ball rolling to actually solving the problem. So that's generally what I do. And again, foundationally, it's really the diversity of the people and bringing them all together, letting everybody solve the problem together, gets the buy-in and gets you going on the first step.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Those are great tips and great insights. But
No
beyond the walls of EY, I also know that you have been involved in solving a global problem in terms of supporting victims of the tsunami that struck Indonesia in 2004. Talk to me about why this is so important to you and why it was so important to you to get involved.
I was living in Indonesia at the time the tsunami struck in 2004. I was actually working with an incredible person who was actually running for president at the time, who was from Aceh. And I remember receiving a call from him saying, hey, this has just happened. And A, it's devastated my part of the country. And B, it's stuff you would never ever begin to imagine. And so I, helping him, went to Aceh and firsthand saw immediately after the tsunami kind of the devastation that had struck. And I'm happy to send you some photos of what I saw. Kind of more importantly were the people that I met. And, just literally walking down the street, there was not one soul that you would talk to that wouldn't tell you that they had lost a brother and a mother and a father and a sister, or, I lost grandma and a dad and a son, or everybody was impacted. And it wasn't impacted by I've lost a house. It was they've lost seriously close members of their family. And I'd never seen anything like that. Absolutely went to the soul of my being. And it was at that moment, just not just having a love and passion for Indonesia, but just the genuine concern for the 200,000 souls that were lost because of the tsunami. And then all of the people that were then kind of left with what was left and the loss around that. Forever changed me and changed my soul. And for the next 3 years, all I ever did was just focus on working at how we could best build back better and really reconstruct a part of a country that I love very, very dearly. So that's kind of why I was there. Even as I think about it, it still brings tears to my eyes. I still think and remember the friends that I have there and how much loss that they went through and what we were able to do to kind of, bring kind of their feet back to the ground and get them economy going and their lives going again. And it was just the most important and most impactful part of my life, genuinely, in things of what I was doing. And now we're on it again with cancer and cancer care, but that to me will be something that I will carry throughout the rest of my life.
So let's talk about that next initiative for you in cancer care, that this is now your passion currently.
Cool.
So,
yeah. So, I feel extraordinarily blessed that I have 2 rounds in this life to really make an impact on the world. The first was with Tsunami, and I've now, through the work that we're doing at EY and a number of our biopharma clients, we as a world are now stumbling on new sciences that are really thinking very, very differently around how we treat really serious diseases like cancer. And in the evolution of cell and gene therapies, I think we are at a point in time where we will really genuinely change the trajectory around how we treat these chronic and serious diseases. And we want to be a part of that story. And we spent a little bit of time thinking about kind of what would be a good role for an EY Microsoft. And the answer to that was really understanding that there are a lot of disconnected, unrelated organizations that will be involved in the delivery and organization of these therapies. And each one of them needs data from each of the other actors in the value chain to do their jobs better. And so what we're doing with Pointellus is really figuring out how to connect those different actors and really, for the first time, driving unprecedented collaboration that's never really been done before in the industry. And I think if we can do this and do this well, we have the opportunity to unlock the super potential of these new and emerging cell and gene therapies and get them into the patients and the families who can benefit with them most. Our goal is scale. And if we can really unlock the connectivity and create and really be a catalyst for kind of this unprecedented opportunity for the industries to work together, not just biopharma, but healthcare and logistics and all of the other intermediaries to get there, we have a chance to truly change the trajectory around how we treat serious diseases. And again, another big, even more global impact, I think, for humanity. So I know it's big, it's aspirational, and we are on the cusp of this change. And I feel, again, very fortunate that we can be doing this, as our contribution about building a better working world. And that's kind of why EY and I and our team are here doing it. And again, I'd love to take credit for it, but it's really the team behind me that's really making all the magic happen. So I just want to give a shout out to them as well.
Well, that's amazing. And thank you so much for being at the forefront of unlocking the super potential, because it's needed now more than ever. So congratulations again, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Taryn. I'm looking forward to the 24-hour marathon, and thanks for letting me be with you all.
For more PharmaVoice 100 content, visit www.pharmavoice100.com.